However, I kind of want to focus a little bit on what the Pope said on the plane ride. Aren't the plane interviews just the most spicy? There's always a curveball. There's always something that is said on an airplane ride when Pope Francis is aboard that gets the headlines going. Have a listen to his comments on American politics. I'll translate for you. I'm just going to read it. I'm not really going to translate for you. But anyway, listen to this. Both are against life. Both the one that throws out migrants and the one that kills children. In political morality, in general, they say that if you don't vote, it's not good, it's bad. You have to vote, and you have to choose the lesser evil. Who is the lesser evil? That woman or that man? I don't know. Each one in his or her own conscience must think and do this. They must vote. They must vote for the lesser of two evils. Did you catch how he's now equating the immigration issue to abortion? Let's circle back on that here in just another moment. First, let's just take a recap here about the two sides that are at play here in the United States. Kamala Harris and the Tim Walz team definitely want abortion unrestricted all 9 months of pregnancy across all 50 states. They want to bring back Roe, but Roe with a vengeance. Roe on steroids. They want no restrictions all 9 months, all 50 states, crammed down the throats of every American everywhere all the time. That's what the Kamala Harris, Tim Walz team. They also want in vitro. They also want contraception. They also want transgender surgeries for kids. And they also want, they want every single one to not just accept it, but to like it. Okay. So the other team, the Donald J. Trump and Vance team, what do they want? Well, they don't want a federal restriction on abortion. They don't want to federally mandate no abortion. They want each state to decide. Some states like Texas will cast that out. Other states like New York or California are going to embrace it wholeheartedly. 9 months, no restrictions. There's going to be several states like that. However, the Donald J. Trump team and J.D. Vance team are also embracing in vitro fertilization. They're also embracing contraception. They're even sort of giving way to the chemical abortion issue, which, by the way, goes down your water drain into your water supply. Just saying. And then they've got other issues. But let's talk about the immigration issue. Kamala Harris has been vice president for 3 years. She's the border czar, and it's out of control. It's completely out of control. So if she was going to do something about it, she can do something about it right now. She doesn't have to wait for any elections. She's got the power now to do it. Donald Trump, on the other hand, wants to arrest all of these illegal immigrants and take them out and, make them go through a system. Now, here's the kicker, though. Is immigration equivalent to abortion? I got to say no, absolutely not. The blood cries out to God for vengeance, as the blood of Abel did, as our Lord says in the book of Genesis. The blood of abortion, the blood of in vitro fertilization, the blood of chemical abortions, the blood of all of the abortifacients and contraceptions cries out to God for vengeance. So I would say that's a level above the immigration issue. Now, we should love our neighbor. There's no question. You got to love your neighbor. I don't think I don't know a single Catholic who thinks otherwise. However, unchecked illegal immigration, is it not a bad thing? Is it not unjust? Does it not lack charity? What about all those women and children who are sold into the sex slave trade or indentured servitude or brought into crime syndicates here in the United States who are victims in the process? What about all those people that are dumped on streets and now live in poverty and destitution or on the government take because they have no other means? They don't speak the language, their culture, especially look at the voodoo culture of the Haitians that we're bumping up against in places like Springfield, Ohio. How is it just and charitable to those people? I mean, the history of our country is a history of immigration. First came the Asians and the Polynesians that are now the indigenous Native American tribes here in America. Then came, some say the Vikings and the Northmens. But then came the Spanish and the Portuguese and the French and the Dutch and the English. And then came the Slavic peoples, the German peoples, the Irish and Italians and more. Our country is a history of immigration. The history of all humanity is a history of immigration. But unchecked illegal immigration is not charitable. It destroys economies, it destroys lives, we are pushing people to the brink. I think the Holy Father should be told this. In all charity, he should be told this. These things aren't equal. Immigration and abortion are not equal. So the lesser of two evils, if that's the argument, well, I think the argument is clear, don't you? We'll have more to say this week with Father Gerald Murray on the team and others. So stick around for that.